Incoterms, they're rules governed and published by the International Chamber of Commerce. And essentially what they do is they define the obligations, the risks between a buyer and seller in an international transaction. There's two key components to Incoterms. One is that it assigns clear responsibility between the buyer and the seller for payment associated with transportation, as well as the decision-making process around how the transportation is going to be executed. The second is assigning responsibility or defining where the consignment changes hands from the buyer to the seller, which is important for understanding what your risks are, what your obligations are, what your liability and potential exposure is. So I think the most important piece of advice I could give in regards to deciding what Incoterm is best for you, it's knowing your suppliers, knowing who you're working with, and how much control you want or how much control you're willing to give up. If you're an importer, depending on where you're importing from, some countries, suppliers in certain countries are very sophisticated, very well educated in Incoterms. So if you're working with new suppliers, perhaps you want to focus on an Incoterm that gives you more control until you build up the trust and really know who you're working with at origin. Then if there's an opportunity or a benefit to your company to change an Incoterm and relinquish some control to your supplier, then you've got the trust and the comfort level to give up that control. But my advice is until you really know who you're working with and have that level of trust, you want as much control in your supply chain as possible in terms of deciding who to use, how to use them, what your costs are going to be. It creates predictability, creates reliability so that you can service your customers most effectively. I would encourage every importer and exporter to look at what Incoterm you're using. Talk to your partners. We're certainly well versed in Incoterms based on geography, based on industry. So we can help you, a good partner can help you through that process so that you are making the best decision for your company, for your customers. So Incoterms are going to be changing in a couple years. We're currently working off of Incoterms 2010. There's going to be a new iteration, Incoterms 2020. There will be some changes. Some Incoterms that we're familiar with today will be going away. Some new Incoterms will be introduced. So I think it's important to start getting knowledgeable about what those changes are going to be. Start talking to your partner. If an Incoterm that you're currently using is going to go away with Incoterms 2020, start thinking about that now, understanding the impact that that's going to have on your company and on your supply chain so that you and your partner can figure out which new Incoterm is going to be best for you so that you're prepared and you can make whatever changes are necessary when the new Incoterms go into effect.